So this program is something that we put together basically around how do we create an implementable program over a time period where it is practiced and there are key principles that are put into place in the common context of those who it's for. And so really what we focused on is how do we get people to apply it within their work directly. And so the way that we frame this program is giving key tools. And we've had a lot of feedback of people saying, these tools I've been able to use even the next day, the next week, in the ongoing months as we've run this program. And it's helped them dramatically. We've had several testimonies of people saying, this is something I was able to use the next week. And immediately my manager said, good job, this is something we can all do and continue to process on. And so for us, this process of the world-class leader is an ongoing training workshop that has a very implementable tools. And a lot of workshops you see there is information given and the tools just aren't there. It's just difficult to come up with how do I really practice this in my work life. And so that's what we've really focused on. And as facilitators, as we guide people, it's really getting that information and then seeing how it applies to their context. And that has been a focus for us for a long time, is how do we see that this applies to their context in their workplace. And so as MDN Fusion, that has always been our focus. And the results of this last session have been quite remarkable, especially the stories that are coming out of that. And so I'll give you one of the men recently. He came up to me and he said, look, I've been able to really use your listening tool that we have. We've created a listening tool. And he said, I've done it almost every day and I'm continuing to practice it. And for us, that has just brought us a lot of joy, because that's really what we want. We want people to be practicing it all the time. And so we were reviewing it with him and he was saying, this is something that I've continued to continue to work on, and it just keeps on growing in that area of my life. Well, it's different because it's implementable, and that's what we like to see, is that so much of what we learn, as far as the knowledge we get, it's just hard to know how does this apply to us, or it takes a lot of back and forth to see how that works. And so what we've tried to do is give people these specific tools to say, this is something I can use straight away, and this is something I can go back to. So we make it very memorable for them, to the point of sometimes being very simple but very effective. And so we focused on simplicity and effectiveness in the context of work. Our experience in doing this has been very good. We found that everyone who's done it has been extremely engaged, and everyone has come with some story where they've been able to use at least several of the things that we've taught. And I think that feedback has just been wonderful, because here's something that people are using and practicing all the time. And it's not just something that they put on the shelf and don't go back to after a couple of months. It's something they're using. And I think it will continue to be used even into the coming years. And so it's not just for this year or even next year, it's skills that they can learn over a lifetime.